When you want to go from cover stitch back to serging, you will want to easily remove the threads from your machine. You could leave if you wanted to, like this needle is, the needle's not right, but the threading is correct. So we need to move our needles back to the A and B position. So we can go ahead and slide those both out. Remember, tighten the screws when you are done. So since they won't be used probably for another stretch of time, make sure they do not wiggle loose. Great. I'll put those back in just a second, but I want to show you the rest of the parts that need to be switched. So we need to go ahead, we're going to open up the door on the front, and there's a little lever kind of right behind this silver plate. Lift up on that, and this will slide out. Remember these two little guys? Those are going to go back in, but set this aside and find your serger plate. That's the part that's in the front here. And then as we put those in, line up the little notches on the bottom, and those will just click into place. Now we do need to re-engage our upper looper. So sink your needles, your imaginary needles, all the way down until this little mouth comes all the way back up to its highest position, and switch the kind of cover stitch clutch back into position. So it goes, now you see an S here, and that's set up for serging. Reach down, we're re-engaging our knife, and other than picking our correct stitch on screen, so if we go to stitch number 3, as I remember, is our 4 thread overlock. Now it reminds me, yes, I have my serger plate on, my knife is engaged, my 2 thread converter is not engaged because we're going to go for all 4 threads. My stitch finger, that's right, needs to go back to N. So remember it was pulled back for the plate to fit. My pressure is normal, and I have made sure that this is switched over to S. So we can go ahead, bring our needles all the way up, and start to reposition everything. I'm going to just use the little needle threader to help me guide my needle all the way up. Remember, I tightened those, so when we go to loosen them, they probably need to come out quite a bit before they'll go all the way up. There we go. I felt it kind of snap up. And then I'm going to put my other one back in. Once I've checked the 2 needle heights here, then I'm just going to go ahead and thread the serger for a 4 thread overlock. The upper looper will be threaded first, lower looper always threaded second, and then these needles are going to be threaded last. And that way everything is in the correct order. Now going to line up that other needle, I got to remember that it's right next to the one I did get in, and it's kind of at an angle. So when you get that positioned, it will go right up. Again, just kind of notice, if you look from the side right here, you'll notice how angled those needles are, and so you're trying to match that up as you're sliding it up into the serger there. Okay, so this green thread, remember it was used for cover stitch, so I pretty much have to unthread that, and now we'll go ahead and use it. See, this is why it's almost easier just to unthread everything so you don't like accidentally pull it back out and such. So we're going to take our purple off. That was just for cover stitch. And then we'll go ahead and put our red thread back on. That will be for our right needle. And then we'll do blue for our lower looper. So we'll just go ahead, rethread, and I'll meet you at the next video.